Daily Bible reading, 1 Kings chapter 21. The following events occurred sometime afterward. Naboth the Jezreelite owned a vineyard in Jezreel, adjoining the palace of King Ahab of Samaria. Ahab said to Naboth, "Give me your vineyard, so that I may have it as a vegetable garden, since it is right next to my palace. I will give you a better vineyard in exchange, or if you prefer, I will pay you the price in money." But Naboth replied, "The Lord forbid that I should give up to you what I have inherited from my fathers." Ahab went home dispirited and sullen because of the answer that Naboth the Jezreelite had given him. "I will not give up to you what I have inherited from my fathers." He lay down on his bed and turned away his face, and he would not eat. His wife Jezebel came to him and asked him, "Why are you so dispirited that you won't eat?" So he told her, "I spoke to Naboth the Jezreelite and proposed to him, 'Sell me your vineyard for money, or if you prefer, I'll give you another vineyard in exchange.' But he answered, 'I will not give my vineyard to you.' His wife Jezebel said to him, 'Now is the time to show yourself king over Israel. Rise and eat something, and be cheerful. I will get the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite for you.' So she wrote letters in Ahab's name and sealed them with his seal, and sent the letters to the elders and the nobles who lived in the same town with Naboth. In the letters she wrote as follows: 'Proclaim a fast and seat Naboth at the front of the assembly, and seat 2 scoundrels opposite him, and let them testify against him. You have reviled God and the king. Then take him out and stone him to death.' His townsmen, the elders and nobles who lived in his town, did as Jezebel had instructed them, just as was written in the letters she had sent them. They proclaimed a fast and seated Naboth in the front of the assembly. Then the 2 scoundrels came and sat down opposite him, and the scoundrels testified against Naboth publicly as follows: 'Naboth has reviled God and king.' Then they took him outside the town and stoned him to death. Word was sent to Jezebel, 'Naboth has been stoned to death.' As soon as Jezebel heard that Naboth had been stoned to death, she said to Ahab, 'Go and take possession of the vineyard which Naboth the Jezreelite refused to sell you for money. For Naboth is no longer alive, he is dead.' When Ahab heard that Naboth was dead, Ahab set out for the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite to take possession of it. Then the word of the Lord came to Elijah the Tishbite: 'Go down and confront King Ahab of Israel, who resides in Samaria. He is now in Naboth's vineyard. He has gone down there to take possession of it. Say to him, "Thus said the Lord, would you murder and take possession? Thus said the Lord, in the very place where the dogs lapped up Naboth's blood, the dogs will lap up your blood too." Ahab said to Elijah, "So you have found me, my enemy." "Yes, I have found you," he replied, "because you have committed yourself to doing what is evil in the sight of the Lord. I will bring disaster upon you. I will make a clean sweep of you. I will cut off from Israel every male belonging to Ahab, bond and free. And I will make your house like the house of Jeroboam son of Nebat, and like the house of Baasha son of Ahijah, because of the provocation you have caused by leading Israel to sin. And the Lord also has spoken concerning Jezebel. The dogs shall devour Jezebel in the field of Jezreel. All of Ahab's line who die in the town shall be devoured by dogs, and all who die in the open country shall be devoured by the birds of the sky. Indeed, there never was anyone like Ahab, who committed himself to doing what was displeasing to the Lord at the instigation of his wife Jezebel. He acted most abominably, straying after the fetishes just like the Amorites, whom the Lord had dispossessed before the Israelites. When Ahab heard these words, he rent his clothes and put sackcloth on his body. He fasted and lay in sackcloth and walked about subdued. Then the word of the Lord came to Elijah the Tishbite. Have you seen how Ahab has humbled himself before me? Because he has humbled himself before me, I will not bring the disaster in his lifetime. I will bring the disaster upon his house in his son's time.